Commanders IX-117 of the Glorbon fleet stared at the small blue planet through the ship's observation deck. Such a precious little marble, suspended in the black void of space. So full of resources, so ripe for the taking. Status report, he commanded, his three eyes blinking in sequence. A nervous tic he developed during his 347 years of military service. Lieutenant Glorb shuffled forward, datapad in hand. Excellent news, Commander. Our preliminary scans confirm what the probe discovered. The humans have no unified planetary defense system. Their military forces are divided by geographical boundaries they call countries. Their weapons are primitive. ZYX-117 flicked his antennae in satisfaction. And our cultural reconnaissance. Complete, sir. We have absorbed all their broadcast signals. We have studied their television, their internet, their TikTok dances. We understand their communication patterns and social hierarchies. And the verdict? Glorb's mouth appendages curved into what the Glorbon Military Academy taught as the universal gesture of amusement. They are hilariously gullible, sir. They have been primed by their entertainment to believe that advanced species would only visit Earth for benevolent purposes. Thousands of their movies depict aliens as either wise teachers or comically inept invaders. Excellent. Prepare the diplomatic team. And make sure they practice that ridiculous phrase again. We come in peace. That's the one. Commanders IX-117 let out a gurgling sound that served as Glorbon laughter. Humans love that one. Dr. Samira Jackson glared at the monitor displaying the massive alien spacecraft hovering over New York City. As the director of the newly formed, formed 3 hours ago when the aliens showed up, Global Extraterrestrial Response Division, she was having the worst Monday of her life. They are requesting to address the United Nations, her assistant, Doug, reported. Of course they are, Samira muttered. Aliens always want to address the United Nations. It's like they have all watched Independence Day and thought, hey, that looks fun, let's try that. The president's face appeared on another screen. Dr. Jackson, what's your assessment? Samira straightened her lab coat. Mr. President, with all due respect to our visitors, I think we should be extremely cautious. This ship is 3.7 miles long and bristling with what appear to be weapons ports. I don't care how cute and cuddly they might look, nobody crosses interstellar space just to say hello. The public is already in love with them. The president sighed. Have you seen social media? #AlienBFFs is trending worldwide because they look like 6-foot-tall koalas with extra limbs. People are losing their minds over how adorable they are. Sir, I've spent my career studying theoretical alien biology. Nothing evolves to look cute without a reason. Earth's cutest predators, cats, are also perfect killing machines. The president rubbed his temples. What do you suggest? Stall them. Let me assemble my team. We need to analyze everything about these visitors before we let them anywhere near world leaders. You have 6 hours. They are already scheduled to address the UN General Assembly at 4 p.m. The connection cut off, and Samira slammed her fist on the desk. Doug raised an eyebrow. So, I'm guessing the alien ambassador meet and greet is canceled. Give me Dr. Tarek, Professor Wong, and that weird guy with the conspiracy theory blog who's been predicting this exact scenario for 15 years. Milton Barnes? The one who wears the tinfoil hat. That's the one. Turns out the tinfoil might have been keeping his brain working better than the rest of ours. Ambassador Glorb adjusted his translation device and practiced his human smile. According to the cultural database, exposing teeth without snarling was considered friendly among humans. Such a bizarre custom. On Glorbon Prime, showing teeth was the precursor to a challenge fight that typically ended with someone's throat being torn out. How do I look? He asked his assistant. Terrifying, sir, but in the way humans find endearing. Perfect. Remember, we must maintain the charade for exactly 60 Earth days. By then, our infiltration teams will have compromised their major defense systems, and the resource extraction ships will be in position. Captain Quirt entered the preparation chamber. Ambassador, we have a problem. Our sensors detect unusually high levels of electromagnetic activity around a facility called GERD headquarters. GERD? Is that a digestive condition? Global Extraterrestrial Response Division. It appears to be a hastily assembled human task force. They are analyzing our ship with surprisingly sophisticated equipment. Ambassador Glorb's third eye narrowed. Concerning. Who leads this group? A human female designated Dr. Samira Jackson. Our data mining bots have retrieved her profile. She has published several papers theorizing that alien contact would most likely be predatory in nature. A troublemaker, Glorb growled. We will need to neutralize her influence. Add her to the first wave elimination list. Yes, Ambassador. Also, our spies report that they have recruited a human named Milton Barnes to their team. Should we be concerned? Captain Quart's appendages trembled slightly. Perhaps. He's been monitoring our scout ships for years. His blog, Aliens Among Us, has correctly identified 17 of our covert operations, though fortunately, his warnings were dismissed as the ravings of a lunatic. Ambassador Glorb paced the chamber. Increase surveillance on this GER group. We can't allow a few perceptive humans to ruin centuries of invasion planning. He paused at the viewport, gazing down at the gleaming buildings of New York City. Such a shame. It's a lovely planet. The humans had such potential. He shrugged his furry shoulders. But the Glorbon Empire requires their resources, and the High Council was quite clear. It's either them or us. Milton Barnes couldn't believe he was inside an actual government facility, being taken seriously for once in his life. He sat at the conference table, his laptop covered in stickers reading, "The truth is way out there," and "Aliens aren't your friends," watching as serious people in suits and lab coats hustled around him. Dr. Samira Jackson entered, her face stern. "Thank you all for coming on such short notice. As you know, we have visitors. Invaders." Milton corrected. Samira pointed at him. "That's exactly why you are here, Mr. Barnes. While everyone else is planning welcome parties, you have maintained healthy skepticism." Professor Wong, an astrophysicist with impressive credentials and an even more impressive collection of space-themed ties, raised his hand. "Dr. Jackson, I have analyzed the alien vessel's positioning. It's maintaining a geosynchronous orbit directly above New York, but it's also deploying smaller craft. We have tracked 7 departures in the last hour." Dr. Tarek, a linguistic anthropologist, added, "Their language patterns are troubling. While they speak perfect English, their phrasing contains subtle dominance markers. They don't request, they inform us of what will happen." Samira nodded. "Milton, what's your take?" Milton couldn't help but grin as he opened his laptop. "I have been tracking anomalies for 15 years. Cattle mutilations, crop circles, unexplained aerial phenomena. They have been here, studying us, finding our weaknesses. These aren't first contact protocols. They are final phase invasion tactics." He pulled up a map covered in red dots. "These locations have experienced power fluctuations in the last 3 hours. They correspond exactly with our major military installations, nuclear plants, and communication hubs." The room fell silent. "They are mapping our infrastructure," Samira concluded. "Classic military reconnaissance." Professor Wong looked troubled. "But they seem so benevolent." Milton snorted. "Yeah, that's the point. They've been monitoring our broadcasts. They know exactly what we want to see. Cute, cuddly aliens saying, 'Take me to your leader,' and we come in peace." "So it's a trap," Dr. Tarek said quietly. "It's always been a trap," Milton replied. "The question is, what do we do about it?" Samira straightened her shoulders. "We need proof to convince the President and the UN before the aliens address the General Assembly. We have," she checked her watch, "4 hours to uncover their true intentions." Milton cracked his knuckles. "Well, folks, you are in luck. I have been preparing for this day my entire adult life. And I have a plan." Commander HFY 117 reviewed the invasion timeline with satisfaction. The human leaders were so eager to welcome the Glorbon delegation that security protocols were being waved left and right. Infiltration teams were already in position near key infrastructure. The resource assessment drones were collecting data on the most efficient extraction points for the planet's minerals, water, and organic compounds. Everything was proceeding according to plan. Except, "Commander, we have a situation," Lieutenant Krob reported. "Our surveillance systems detected a breach in our communication network. Someone is attempting to decrypt our transmissions. Humans don't have that capability." HFY 117 dismissed. "Correct, sir, but they might have help. We have identified the source of the intrusion. It's coming from an abandoned observatory in New Mexico, the same location where we lost contact with reconnaissance drone KEL 1215 Earth years ago." The commander's 3 eyes widened. Are you suggesting? Yes, sir. We believe Kel-12 was captured, and its technology may have been reverse-engineered by humans. HFY-117 slammed his appendage on the control panel. This is unacceptable. Who is responsible for this breach? Tracking now, sir. Initial data suggests it's a human facility designated GERD, operating under the direction of a Dr. Samira Jackson and a human male named Milton Barnes. Barnes, the commander hissed. That name is in our database. He's the human who discovered our atmospheric testing probes 7 years ago. Yes, sir. Our cultural infiltration team dismissed him as a harmless eccentric. Well, they were wrong. Dispatch Elimination Squad Delta immediately. I want that facility and everyone in it reduced to atoms before they can alert their leaders. Lieutenant Glorb hesitated. Sir, a direct attack would expose our intentions prematurely. I don't care. We can accelerate the timeline. The diplomatic team has already disarmed their suspicions. Ambassador Glorb reports that the humans are practically fighting each other for the privilege of being the first to welcome our peaceful delegation. The commander's face tentacles writhed with contempt. Such desperate, lonely creatures, so eager for cosmic companionship that they will ignore every warning sign. Prepare the primary weapon systems. If these GERD humans manage to sound the alarm, we will simply move to Phase 3 immediately. The planet-wide resource extraction. Exactly. It's messier than we planned, but the High Council will understand. Better to salvage what we can than risk the humans mounting an organized defense. Lieutenant Glorb saluted. Understood, Commander. Elimination Squad Delta is deploying now. In the basement of GERD headquarters, Milton Barnes was in his element. Surrounded by government-grade computers far superior to anything he'd cobbled together in his mother's garage, he was finally putting his unconventional skills to use. I have isolated their communication frequencies, he announced to the team. They are using quantum encryption, but there's a pattern. It's similar to the technology one salvaged from that crash drone in 2010. Professor Wong peered over his shoulder. Can you break it? Already have, Milton grinned. Turns out my crazy conspiracy theories included years of studying alien tech. Who's the nut job now? Dr. Tarek was translating the intercepted messages in real time. This is troubling. They're discussing R-source extraction and human processing facilities. Samira looked grim. So they're not here for cultural exchange. They're here to strip mine the planet. Milton confirmed. Classic Type 3 civilization behavior. To them, we are just an annoying indigenous species sitting on valuable real estate. We need to get this to the president immediately, Samira decided that a young technician burst into the room. Dr. Jackson, our perimeter sensors just picked up incoming aircraft. They don't match any known configuration, and they're descending rapidly toward our position. Samira's expression hardened. They know we are onto them. How much time do we have? 3 minutes, max. Milton was already downloading the decrypted alien communications to a portable drive. We need to split up. They can't get all of us. Agreed, Samira nodded. Professor Wong, take the east exit with copy 1. Dr. Tarek, west exit, copy 2. Milton and I will take the evidence directly to the UN. The aliens are scheduled to address the General Assembly in 2 hours. We need to expose them before they can get world leaders in one place. As they hastily gathered their equipment, Milton grabbed Samira's arm. There's something else you should know. According to these transmissions, they have been here before. Many times. All those ancient astronaut theories? Not so crazy after all. They have been harvesting Earth's resources for millennia, allowing us to replenish between visits. Like crop rotation, Samira realized. Exactly. But now they're desperate. Their home system is failing. This isn't a harvest. It's a complete extraction. They don't plan to leave anything behind. The building shook as something exploded outside. Time to go, Samira said, grabbing her bag. If we don't make it, we will make it, Milton assured her. I didn't spend 15 years being called crazy just to die right when I'm finally proven right. Ambassador Glorb was enjoying himself immensely. The human diplomats were so eager to please, so honored by his presence. If only they knew they were competing for the privilege of being processed last. And so, he continued his address to the gathered dignitaries in the UN anteroom. The Glorbon Confederacy extends the hand of friendship to Earth. Our technologies will advance your civilization by centuries. Our medical knowledge will eliminate disease. Our agricultural techniques will end hunger. The Secretary General was beaming. Ambassador Glorb, humanity is humbled by your generosity. When you address the General Assembly shortly, I believe you will find that Earth unanimously welcomes this historic partnership. Glorb's translator device converted his guttural laughter into something humans would perceive as warm chuckling. I look forward to it. Our scientists are particularly eager to share our advances in, our source management. His communication device buzzed discreetly. Excusing himself, Glorb stepped aside to receive the message. Ambassador, we have a problem. Commander ZYX 117's voice hissed through the secure channel. Elimination Squad, Delta, failed to neutralize the GERD facility. We have reports that Dr. Jackson and the Human Barnes are en route to your location with evidence of our true intentions. Glorb's third, I pulsed with rage. How long do I have? Unknown, but we're tracking their vehicle. They appear to be heading directly to the United Nations. Accelerate the timeline. Begin Phase 3 preparations. I will complete the diplomatic mission regardless. Understood, Ambassador. The fleet stands ready. Glorb composed himself and returned to the human delegates, his false smile perfectly maintained. These creatures were so oblivious to their impending doom. In just minutes, he would address their General Assembly, keeping them distracted while the extraction ships moved into position. A commotion at the entrance caught his attention. Security officers were arguing with a disheveled human female and an even more disheveled human male. The female was showing credentials and demanding entry, while the male was waving some sort of data device. Is there a problem? The Secretary General inquired. Nothing to concern yourself with, Glorb assured him smoothly. Merely some confused humans. Perhaps we should proceed to the General Assembly now. The Secretary General nodded. Of course, Ambassador. Right this way. As they moved toward the main chamber, Glorb heard the female human's voice rise in desperation. You don't understand. They are not here to help us. Check the data. They are planning to strip mine the entire planet. Glorb quickened his pace. Samira Jackson had never been one for dramatic entrances, but desperate times called for desperate measures. When the UN security guards refused to let them pass, she made a split-second decision. Plan B, she whispered to Milton. Create a distraction. Milton grinned. That's been my specialty since third grade. He pulled a small device from his pocket, one of his homemade inventions, and pressed a button. Immediately, every electronic screen in the lobby began displaying the decrypted alien transmissions, complete with helpful translations scrolling across the bottom. The security team's attention wavered, and Samira seized the opportunity to push past them, racing toward the General Assembly chamber with Milton close behind. They burst through the doors just as Ambassador Glorb was being introduced to thunderous applause. Stop, Samira shouted, her voice echoing through the massive room. That creature is not your friend. All eyes turned toward them. The Secretary General looked mortified. Ambassador Glorb remained perfectly composed, his false smile never faltering. My apologies for the interruption, Glorb said smoothly. It appears some of your fellow humans are experiencing distress at our arrival. This is perfectly natural. Change can be frightening. Show them, Samira ordered Milton, who connected his drive to the chamber's main display system. The screen flickered, then filled with alien text and corresponding translations. Invasion Phase 3. Resource Extraction Protocol. Human Processing. Efficiency Guidelines. Planetary Strip Mining. Schedule and quotas. The room erupted in chaos. Delegates jumped to their feet, shouting questions and accusations. Ambassador Glorb's translator device emitted a high-pitched whine as he barked orders in his native language. Samira grabbed a microphone. The aliens you see before you are advanced scouts for an invasion force. Their ship isn't a diplomatic vessel. It's a planet killer. Look at the evidence. Milton advanced the display to show detailed Glorbon plans for processing Earth's resources, including its human population. Ambassador Glorb's friendly demeanor vanished. His third eye fully opened, and his fur bristled to reveal the razor-sharp quills beneath. The delegates nearest to him recoiled in horror. You primitive creatures, he snarled, his translator no longer bothering to soften his tone. You could have been processed humanely. Now you will experience the full might of the Glorbon Empire. He raised his arm, revealing a concealed device. Before security could react, he'd activated it, sending a signal to the mothership above. The chamber's ceiling exploded, raining debris as smaller alien craft descended into the room. Armed Glorbon soldiers dropped from the ships, their weapons trained on the panicking human delegates. "It's too late," Glorb announced. "Our extraction fleet is already entering your atmosphere. Your planet's resources will save our civilization, while yours ends today." Milton stepped forward, surprisingly calm. "Actually, I think you will find it's your invasion that's too late." Glorb laughed. "And why is that, human? Because while you were studying our movies and TikTok dances, you missed something important." Milton held up his phone, displaying a live global news feed. Humans are really good at pulling together when faced with a common enemy. The feed showed military forces worldwide mobilizing, not against each other, but in a coordinated response to the alien threat. More surprisingly, it showed various installations around the globe activating previously hidden defense systems. "You see," Samira explained, "Earth has been preparing for this day for decades. Those primitive weapons you detected? Just decoys. Our real defense network was built in secret, using technology reverse-engineered from your own crashed ships." On the display, orbital platforms that had been disguised as satellites revealed their true nature, transforming into defense stations that began targeting the approaching Glorbon extraction fleet. Commander ZYX 117's panicked voice came through Glorb's communicator. "Ambassador, unknown weapons systems are engaging our fleet. We are taking heavy losses. The humans have technology similar to our own." Milton. "Remember that drone you lost 15 years ago? It wasn't the first. We have been collecting pieces of your technology for over 70 years. Area 51 isn't just a conspiracy theory. It's humanity's insurance policy." Outside, the skies filled with the sounds of battle as Earth's hidden defenses engaged the Glorbon invasion force. Glorb's furry face contorted with rage. "Impossible. Your species is divided. Primitive. You fight among yourselves constantly." Samira stepped closer to the alien ambassador. "It's just how families are. We bicker, we argue, we sometimes hate each other, but threaten one of us, and you threaten all of us." The Secretary General had recovered his composure. He addressed the alien with dignity. "Ambassador Glorb, or whatever your real title may be, I believe it's time for you to deliver a new message to your leaders. Earth is not available for harvesting. Not now, not ever." Through the shattered ceiling, they could see the massive Glorbon mothership taking fire from all sides, its imposing bulk now marred by explosions along its surface. The Glorb's communicator buzzed again. "Ambassador, the command ship is critically damaged. We must retreat immediately. Extraction plan has failed." The first time, Glorb looked uncertain. His gaze darted between the humans surrounding him and the battle raging above. "This isn't over," he hissed. "The Glorbon Empire spans galaxies. We will return with a force that will—" Milton interrupted. "Actually, we have been monitoring your transmissions for years. We know your empire is failing. Your home system's star is dying. This wasn't an optional harvesting mission. It was your last hope." Samira stepped forward. "But it doesn't have to end this way. Humanity is willing to negotiate. We could share resources, knowledge. We could help each other." Glorb's 3 eyes blinked in confusion. "After we tried to harvest your planet, you would still offer assistance." "That's another thing about humans," Samira replied. "We are surprisingly forgiving. Sometimes foolishly so, but we never forget. Your choice now determines whether humanity remembers the Glorbon as enemies or potential allies." Above them, the battle was clearly turning in Earth's favor. The Glorbon ships were retreating, their formation broken. Commander ZYX 117's voice came through one final time. "Ambassador, we have no choice. The invasion has failed. Negotiate terms if possible. The High Council authorizes you to accept humanity's conditions." Ambassador Glorb looked around at the humans watching him, not with hatred, but with wary curiosity. After a moment, he lowered his weapon. "It seems," he said slowly, "that the Glorbon Empire has much to learn about humanity. Perhaps we should start again. Probably this time." Samira extended her hand, a gesture the alien now understood represented not weakness, but strength. Let's begin with honest diplomacy, she suggested. No more "we come in peace" when you don't mean it. Glorb's mouth appendages formed what might have been a genuine smile. Agreed. Though I must warn you, true peace with the Glorbin is much more complicated than your movies suggest. I bet it is, Milton grinned. But then again, so are we. 3 months later, Dr. Samira Jackson stood on the observation deck of the newly established Earth-Glorbin Joint Research Station, watching scientists from both species work together. Still can't believe we turned an invasion into a cultural exchange program, Milton remarked, joining her at the viewport. He was wearing a new ID badge that read Xenological Relations Specialist, a significant upgrade from conspiracy blogger. Turns out we had something they needed even more than our physical resources, Samira replied. Creativici, Milton nodded. Who would have thought that our movies, our music, our art, all the things they initially dismissed as primitive entertainment, would be the most valuable resource we possess? Below them, Glorbin engineers were teaching humans about sustainable energy technologies, while human artists introduced Glorbin scholars to everything from classical music to video games. Commander HFY SCI-FI, now serving as the official Glorbin ambassador, approached them. Dr. Jackson, Mr. Barnes, the High Council has reviewed your proposal for the Joint Defense Initiative. They have approved it unanimously. Good, Samira nodded. Because if your species face this resource crisis, others will too. Earth should be prepared. Indeed, the commander agreed. Though I must confess, I still don't fully understand why you humans forgave our invasion attempt so readily. Milton shujijit. Let's just say that between all our alien invasion movies, we have had a lot of practice thinking about this scenario. And in the best of those stories, the ending isn't about destruction. It's about understanding. Besides, Samira added with a smile, we are keeping a close eye on you. Trust but verify. That's the human way. The commander's 3 eyes blinked in sequence. No longer a nervous tick, but now an expression of amusement. A wise approach. And perhaps someday, when we say we come in peace, your species won't need to doubt our sincerity. I look forward to that day, Samira replied. In the meantime, how about you tell us the real story about those crop circles? As Earth continued its rotation below them, the former enemies looked toward the stars together, contemplating not what divided their species, but what might unite them against whatever else waited out there in the vast, mysterious cosmos. We come in peace had been a lie. We stay in peace was becoming the truth.